What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sully Squad. It's game night, so we got a lot going on. We're going to get heavy Eagles as we got a huge game against Seattle. Not necessarily a must-win when it comes to the playoffs because they actually clinched the playoffs yesterday, but huge game as far as the division and must-win if there's any hope for home field advantage. So we're going to get into that. We got a red-hot Sixers team going for their 7th win in a row, and we got Joel Embiid looking like every bit like the MVP. And then we're also going to get into some Flyers talk because we got a red-hot hockey team in this town with a big matchup tomorrow versus the Devils, and we're going to have a special guest. Diego, who are we having on to talk Little Flyers Devils?
So today we're going to have my brother-in-law, diehard Devils fan, coming on, Kyle Marcell, to talk some Flyers Devils. I mean, last year we wouldn't even think we'd be talking about this team, about the Flyers, But yeah, what a surprise! What a surprise! Tortorella got these guys playing.
Yeah, and as a longtime Flyers guy, it brings back a lot of memories for me. Unfortunately, unpleasant memories when you talk about the Devils because that neutral. I have nightmares of Scott Stevens laying Eric Lindros out. The neutral ice trap. That Devils team. They got a 1-goal lead on you, and you were like, "Oh fuck!" You were done. It might have been 10.
He changed Lindros, that's for damn sure. Man, always keep your head up, not down.
Yeah, Lindros bobbed when he should have weaved, man.
Yeah.
He got fucked up, bro. I'll never forget that game, dude.
What year was that, Joe?
2000. It was a Friday. It's game 7. It was 2000. It was a Friday night, and I was supposed to go to Finnegan's Wake. I was only 21 years old. I wasn't even 22 yet. Supposed to go to Finnegan's Wake. I'm getting ready. I'm like, all right, Flyers going to win game 7. Going to go get banged up. And then like 10 minutes into the game, Eric Lindros is sprawled out on the ice. Devils winds up winning. Me and a couple of my buddies looked at each other and we're like, you know what? We're like, damn, I don't even feel like going out, bro. I'm like, this blows. It was one of them joints where we were like, damn, I don't even feel like going out, bro. You know what I mean?
Did that feel like the Carson Wentz injury?
Yeah, well, a little bit, you know what I mean? It's just, the only difference was that was actual game 7 of the playoffs, you know what I mean? And people forget the Flyers had a chance to win that game. I mean, the game was tied with about like 4 or 5 minutes left, and Patrick Elias scored a goal. But
well, that feeling when Wentz got hit. I know we won the Super Bowl that year, and Foles came in with that miracle, but when that injury happened, I felt like our season was just, you're like, it's over. We can't win.
So did I. I remember I posted on Facebook that day. I was like, damn, we're never going to win a Super Bowl. And then we wound up winning the Super Bowl. So
right. You're gonna have a memory on Facebook for the rest of your life. That's like, we're never winning the Super Bowl in the year we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but hey, you know what though? Hey, we'll get into that fly. Hey, let's keep it real, man.
Jalen Hurts is expected to start. Just in.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
let's go.
It looks like Hurts is going to play. He's got his he's got his Jordan clothes on. You know what I mean? He's ready to have that Jordan type game.
Let's go.
So let's keep it real. Let's get into some football here.
Oh yeah.
Obviously we got the Jalen Hurts, whether he was going to play or not, was one story. Another story we have here, Eagles making news all over the NFL yesterday, bringing in Matt Patricia in, Sean Desai out. I know Matt Patricia flopped as a coach in Detroit. I know Slay supposedly, didn't get along with him, and we'll get into that in a few minutes because I have a theory on that. But what's your thoughts about Matt Patricia coming in? Is it do you think it's worth the move, or what do you think?
Well, this is what I think. I don't think this defense could get any worse. And if you can't get any worse, then that means a change can't make it any worse. So the only thing Matt Patricia can do is be just as bad or better, which I do think he's better than Sean. I do think he's better than Desai. Let's be real. Desai is a first-year defensive coordinator. Right. He's struggling. They're saying the players say. I read something that the players said he seems like he's a great guy, but he lacks confidence, which is kind of, if you have a struggling defense, you're gonna lack confidence. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially in your first year. So I'm okay with the Matt Patricia. I mean, if he can come in, he can make these guys play a little bit harder. See, the problem is, I just don't think the Eagles have much talent to work with. So I think you
Right.
can bring the best defensive coordinator of all time, whoever that is, to come try to coach this team. And everyone knows, if you don't have players, it's hard to do anything.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, my generation and Sean's generation, Eagles fans, I mean, remember the Buddy Ryan 46 defense and how, and getting after the quarterback and all. Well, you could dig Buddy Ryan up out of the ground and bring him in, and I don't think this defense would would be as dominant. You know what I mean? Because Reggie White isn't walking through that door. Jerome Brown's not walking through that door.
Clyde Simmons,
Steph Joyner, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I mean, and who was the linebackers on that team?
Byron Evans,
Seth Joyner, yeah,
Britt Hager,
a whole bunch of studs. We don't have
you had your Joyner, you had your Evans, and like Britt Hager was. Who would you compare him to, Joey? I would.
Well, so ironically, Britt Hager was like a fill-in guy. Now, if Britt Hager was on this team, he'd be our best linebacker.
Yeah,
exactly.
But you gotta understand, like we said in our text last night, it's a different era. Tackling, and there was dirty plays that these guys today, like your Ronnie Lotz, your Andre Waters, they'd be fined and suspended. But we had a lot of unsung heroes on this defensive team, the gangrene D, like they called it, like Joey could tell you, that were coming out of nowhere, man. They played hard, man. I really liked watching that defense, And back to your point, like how I caught up when you were talking about player personnel, we really don't have next man up mentality on this defense. So tonight, guys are going to have to be grinding teeth and, busting heads and getting their elbows dirty, man, because it's going to be a long night. But I think Shaq Leonard and BG will kind of keep that group intact.
And
but
Fletcher.
Our main focus is the front line, is the bread and butter. And hopefully, like you said, Patrice rotates these guys like Gannon did last year, where Desai's having the two rookies, Carter and the other guys playing like 78, 80% of the snaps, man. Give them breathers. Make it a revolving door like we said last year. But we'll see tonight.
A lot of I was all over like Twitter, Instagram, seeing all that stuff. Here's one thing. Now, a lot of people are saying, it's a panic move to change coordinators. Well,
okay.
The 2012 Ravens were 9-4. John Harbaugh dismissed Cam Cameron and promoted Jim Caldwell to the offensive coordinator after back-to-back losses.
Remember that.
Ravens won the Super Bowl. So, there is precedent that this could happen. The other thing is too, like I said, Matt Patricia flopped as a head coach in Detroit, but in all his,
as a defensive coordinator, you're right.
And all his years in New England. Now, Eagles fans remember, well, hey, his defense gave up 41 points to Nick Foles and lost the Super Bowl. But Matt Patricia's been the D coordinator on a couple Super Bowl champions.
Mm-hmm.
Also, his defense was top 10 in scoring defense every year he was there. They were within the top 10.
Yeah.
And let's keep it real. Some of those New England defenses didn't have the most talent. Now, I know at times he had a good secondary a couple times with Darius
Harrison.
With Stephon Gilmore,
Rodney Harrison.
Malcolm
no, you didn't have Rodney. No.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
he came after that.
Yeah. He did have Darrelle Revis one year. He had Stephon Gilmore. He had Vince Wilfork. But bottom line is, though, those New England defenses weren't like loaded with talent. And he's a smart guy. He can put guys in the right position. But like you said, though, a coach can only go so far. You kind of lack, you might kind of lack talent. Now here's a concern. Did you guys see how Darius Slay, all of a sudden, we didn't even know Darius Slay was really hurt. And supposedly, he has issues, well, actually not supposedly. Everybody knows he has issues with Matt Patricia. I personally feel like Slay got the surgery, because it's a good possibility he may have got the surgery because Matt Patricia came in here. And if that's the case, is there problems in that locker room? Like, Diego, what's your take on that?
Well, we talked earlier, you know what I mean? And I mean, my take on it is Slay being like a team player? If that's the case, is he being a team player? No, he's not being a team player. But we all know, as being grown men, that if you got beef with somebody and you say you're never playing for that guy again, you're not going to just play for that guy again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it just strikes me as
my point is I don't blame for Darius Slay if that's what he did.
I think he got straight up. I think he didn't get knee surgery. He got his knee cleaned. And
yeah, he did. He didn't get nothing serious. He didn't need whatever he got. Exactly. He didn't need it.
That's what he did. He got his knee drained. He has beef with Patricia. So he said, you know what? Instead of saying to Patricia, screw you team is how I see it.
I don't see it like that.
Okay. Well, this guy tonight, Keely Ringo, he's going to be in his spot. I'm a firm believer. I'm hoping he plays to his status of like how he was in Georgia, but Georgia and the pros are totally different level, But I think he kind of sold out the team. Like I said to you in the text, I wasn't a big fan of Slay. Little play Slay, I call him. All talk.
I love that name, by the way.
It is. It rings a tone because that's how the MF plays. He's that dude that just runs his mouth the whole entire game. Whether you're going to have good games, like you said, and bad games, but he's just a punk. I mean,
I don't see it like Darius went against a team because they said the team voted to have Patricia take over. So we're all boys, and you voted for one of the guys your boy hates. You know what I'm saying? And take over the team. How would you feel? How would you feel if 36 of your boys voted against you, against a guy you hate?
I mean,
that's what I mean. Like, honestly, I hope Ringo comes in and Darius Slay never gets back on the field.
Yeah.
Because Ringo shows out so much. As an Eagles fan, that's what I hope happens. But when I look at try to go inside the situation, I think it's deeper than Slay just bowed on his team. The team kind of bowed on him, and Slay kind of bowed on them. They chose a side. You know what I mean? And they chose Matt Patricia's side.
Or did he get hurt that there was a trash can outside the NovaCare facility? Fuck it up, dude. Once again, like we talked last night, going on social media, just take all that negativity, eat it up, and bring it on the field. That's how I am. I mean, just eat it up and show everybody what's up on the field.
Touching about what you said earlier. Touching on what you said earlier. You said people are saying this team's in panic mode. We are in panic mode. You just watched the two teams that are our competition just destroy your defense. Like you were like Art Bishop Ryan out there playing defense. So yeah, we are in a little bit of panic mode.
Slow your roll, dude.
We sucked when I played at Art Bishop Ryan. So
not me, man. Not me.
You guys are a lot older. You guys were taking a lot of steroids back then. Frank Wycheck taking steroids and then being the best tight end.
No. Anybody out there? No.
Yeah, so look at this real quick. Now, right here, he was the Patriots defensive coordinator from 2012 to 2017. Now, obviously they had Tom Brady, so everybody would point, well, you all had Tom Brady. But let's keep it real. He was either in the championship game or in the Super Bowl every one of them years. Mm-hmm. And as good as Tom Brady and the offense was, the defense played a big part in that. So I feel
like New England's defense always showed up in big times.
Tom gets you a touchdown. Dude.
Tom would get you the big touchdown of the game. You need to make a stop. They always made a stop, I feel like. And that's Matt Patricia.
Well, here's the thing, too. That comeback from 28-3, that wasn't just the offense. I mean, the defense had to make some stops and plays, too. Like, how about that sack by who the hell was the linebacker? I'm drawing a blank.
Vrabel, Teddy Bruschi.
No, that was before. I'm talking about
I'm just ringing
Hightower.
Dante Hightower.
I think it was Hightower. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
it was Hightower.
Or it wasn't Gerard Mayo, was it?
No,
it was I believe it was Hightower. It was the kid from Alabama. But
Hightower.
Okay.
But the bottom line is that defense made big. Here's the thing: they made big stops and big moments. Now, we talked about the Eagles' lack of talent level on defense as far as the back seven. What kind of things can a coach do? Well, the Eagles are very good at getting teams in the third and longs, but I
was going to say, can he get us off the field on third downs?
Right. Now that's where a coach might help, because let's keep it real. The defense finds a way to make it third and long. Well, maybe the coordinator can dial up. Maybe he dials up a pressure. Maybe he dials up. Maybe the corners don't play so freaking off. Maybe he goes, you know what? Like, for example, Keely Ringo is a very good athlete. He's green. He doesn't know, but maybe because he's a better athlete, maybe he's not going to be intimidated, and maybe he'll play up on the receiver because he has 4.3 speed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%. That's actually what I'm looking forward to most today. I want to see Ringo.
Yeah. Paul Spencer here has a question for us. He says, "What's up, fellas? Driving home in a complete snowstorm. Go Seahawks. Is Geno in or out?" Haven't heard confirmation yet, but I think
very questionable.
Yeah. Mike Loro says, "Sup, boys, go Birds." But I got the Hawks winning 24-7. Dan, oh my!
Come on, Mike. You never come on here saying the Eagles are going to lose. Now the game we need to win the most, we're going to come on here. Jesus Christ!
28-17 Eagles.
Emily Bentley says Eagles 45-17. Now I'll take that. Let's go.
I actually agree with that. I think the Eagles smoked them like 35-14.
I think it's raining pretty bad over there. I might be right. I might be wrong. If my buddy Mike's on Kuzo, maybe he could tell me. He's out there.
It's always rainy in Seattle.
Dude, it's a depressing rain. It's not raining. It's a depressing rain.
Well, it's just dark there every single day.
Yeah, it is.
Dude,
but back to what we were saying about the defense, I mean, I totally agree with you. Like, I think Kelly Ringo needs to, he's green, step it up. But with Patricia, I like to see a safety blitz. You know what I mean?
He's green. He's green. He's definitely green, but that kid has some pedigree. If you're coming from Georgia, you got a little bit of pedigree. You got a little bit of skills. You know what I'm saying? Let him play.
Up to get him. They traded up in the fourth round to get him. So that says something.
Yeah, 100%.
But I see, like I was saying to Sully earlier, I think we're going to run the ball heavy, which we have to. Put it out there.
I agree.
I'm dying to. Did the injury report come out by chance? I'm dying to know if Penny's on the active or deactivated.
I don't think it came out yet.
Nah, it did. But wouldn't it be something he's activated? I wouldn't. So.
Well, you know what's concerning? Cam Jurgens is out, and they struggled. Cam Jurgens is out, and we struggled running the ball when he was out before. I think Suo Opeta is going to be playing. So
really, I heard he was going to play. I know.
I see questionable on Jurgens.
Let me see. I thought he was possibly out. Let me see if it says.
If you can get it on Twitter, see if it's on Twitter. They'll give you the most up-to-date injury reports.
Zach Cunningham and Cam Jurgens ruled out for
Monday Night Football. Okay.
Well, next man up. Suo Opeta, when he comes in, he plays serviceable. You know what I mean? But
yeah, serviceable. But like I said, though, the running game kind of struggled with him. He doesn't quite get the. I mean, not that. Honestly, Jurgens played really well to start the year, but I don't think he's been. the running game hasn't really been that dominant even with
because we haven't dipped. I mean, come on, like something's got to give.
Here's my man John Michael. He says, "Big one tonight, fellas. Hell yeah, dude.
Definitely, dude. Definitely. We need this win, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though we clinch, just set a statement,
Yeah,
This team has 4 games to like really find itself.
Yeah.
Like this team is talented. Jalen Hurts has to get back to Jalen Hurts. Honestly, you take it away from Sean Desai. How come Brian Johnson gets a pass with all his horrible play calling?
Hey, maybe this game or next year, you're right. Or maybe after the season, you're right. I think everybody, it's good to show you, bring up a good point. Everybody's on a short leash. You know what I'm saying? So
and we put even the games we put a lot of points. Most of that game, we didn't look good on offense. It's just the 5 drives we did look good. We scored 7 on every one.
Mm-hmm.
Or like an individual guy comes up with a great play, like Jalen throws a John down the AJ Brown. He makes a play, or
Swift breaks a big run.
Makes a play,
Yeah, 100%. It's real individual. Like there hasn't been one game where like start to finish, this offense just looked in a rhythm every drive. Because even when like a team's hot and they'll have like a bad drive, they still have like 9 yards in the drive and then punt it. So it didn't look too bad. They just came up a yard short. Eagles just look bad majority of the time on offense, and then they have like Joe said, big play here, big play there.
Yeah.
I feel like the only 2 games that we had complete games on offense was the game at Tampa Bay and probably the game at the Rams. I feel like they were the only 2 games that off my memory, you know what I mean? That I go, we played a pretty complete game.
Yeah.
Like we ran the ball, we threw the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like
I would say that they're definitely the only 2 games that we played complete, if we even played complete in them games.
Well, the Tampa Bay game we did, because I remember the Tampa Bay game. Like we got Tampa Bay cut it to like one, like maybe like a 2, like maybe a 2-score game or a 1-score game or something like that, and we got the ball with like 7 or 8 minutes on the clock, and we literally ran the clock all the way out.
Yeah, took the whole clock.
I mean? That shit reminded me of that's the kind of stuff we did last year. You know what I'm saying?
Now moving forward, who do you guys see as your offensive guy that's going to step it up and defensive guy tonight for the Eagles?
Who steps it up?
Who steps it up? Like who you think comes up big?
I think Hassan Reddick has like 2.5 sacks.
Who?
Hassan Reddick has like 2 sacks.
Okay.
I'm going. You know what? I'm actually going Josh Sweat. I think Sweat's been a little quiet the last couple of weeks. I think he steps it up on defense. Offensively, I think Dallas Goedert. I think it's a Dallas Goedert night.
Okay.
I like to see Swift get the ball 15, 17 times.
Yeah.
It would be nice. John Michael says, I legit hate on Johnson. I can't believe he survived and Desai got the axe. I like it, but the offense has a ton more talent and they are shitting the bed more with less excuses.
I agree 100%.
That's true. I mean, because the offense has no excuse. Like, when you watch this offense and they have 3 points in the half or 6 points in the first half. I mean, there's no excuse for that. Not with this talent level.
Nah, definitely not. And let's be real. We just paid our quarterback on the offseason. When you get paid that much money, us as fans should expect for you to show up every single. Like even Patrick Mahomes. Go back and look at Patrick Mahomes this year and find their losses. They all come down to the receivers dropping the balls for him.
Yeah.
Mahomes just made the plays. Kadarius Toney, Valdez Scanning, Travis Kelce has dropped passes. He hit this week, huge first down at the end of the game. Hits Kadarius Toney right in his hands.
Yeah.
Hits off his hands, ball gets picked off. Mahomes comes off the field heated. That's what I mean. When you pay your quarterback that kind of money, if we're losing and being bad on offense, let it be because Kadarius Toney's dropping passes, not because you're not hitting open receivers.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing about the Chiefs yesterday. I mean, just getting into the NFL a little bit here. The rookie Rice, I think, had 9 catches yesterday, which, I mean,
and something yards, yeah.
Yeah, Kansas City winning a game in December at New England. It was kind of like a ho-hum because, New England stinks, blah, blah, blah. But, if the Chiefs did find a receiver, then that could go a big way into them getting back in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of game where, like, if they find this kid Rice and he really starts coming on, that could be a real building block for the Chiefs to make another Super Bowl run. Because like you said, touch on your point, Mahomes needs some help. Well, if that kid can step it up, all of a sudden the Chiefs are, because I still think when push comes, I know Baltimore's the number one seed. Miami's nipping at their heels for the number one seed. I still think when push comes to shove, in my opinion, the two scariest teams are the Chiefs if they get their shit together, and Buffalo. I mean, look what Buffalo did to Dallas yesterday. I mean, the last 2 weeks, Buffalo beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. Then they put it on Dallas and Buffalo. And I'll tell you what, if Buffalo gets in the playoffs, they are the team that nobody wants to play. Like Diego, you said it earlier today. You were like, man, like Josh Allen's starting to look like Josh Allen again.
Yep. It's that they said his shoulder was banged up. He got the bye, came back. Last 2 weeks has been great.
They were saying
Ravens are frauds.
Good Morning Philadelphia. Good Morning Football. He was like a kid who didn't even do a class project and still got that A. The way he said. I mean, it's truthful.
I'll tell you who I think is a fraud. I think Lamar Jackson is a fraud. He'll always have pretty good rushing numbers. He's getting better as a passer. Just don't see him as the kind of quarterback that ever just goes and wins it for his team.
He's not that smart of a QB. He has
That's
all
right. He's
the
not that smart
athleticism in the world. And like you said, all the players, he is not that smart of a player. Athletic, off the charts, man.
Exactly. He might be the most talented with the least IQ.
John Michael agrees with. He said absolutely, Lamar fraud in the playoffs. And the other thing about Baltimore too is the fact that the bottom line is, like, they got a lot of injuries too, like that young running back
last night, Keaton Mitchell, to a torn ACL.
Yeah, that's a huge loss for them. Mark Andrews being out's a huge loss for them. You know what I'm saying?
Is Kyle Hamilton out?
No,
he's battling.
He can't. Okay, I know he got hurt the other game. Sprained MCL or something.
They lost one of their offensive linemen, back to Joey's point. Ronnie Stanley.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
was
playing,
back and forth, though.
I was gonna say he's playing, but they kind of have him on like a pitch count or whatever. But anyway, I want to get to predictions here. But you know what though, Diego, I know your man Kyle. He's not just a hockey guy. He's in the football too. So why don't I get him on here? Maybe he could wrap some football with us too. We'll get his perspective as a non-Eagles fan on the Eagles game. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, cool. Hey, what's up, Kyle? How you doing, bro?
What's going on, fellas? Thanks for having me.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Prediction: Eagles get shut out. They don't even score one touchdown. They're going to lose 30-0.
You know what?
That shit ain't happening.
Come on, Joe.
Stop drinking. It ain't happening.
Where's the gun? Where's the gun?
No, it ain't happening.
No. I was listening to you guys. My prediction actually is that it's a lot closer than you would think. I'm a degenerate gambler by nature, so I'm always looking at what the public is betting, right? Because Vegas always wins. So 70% of the public is on the Eagles. So that's 70% on the spread, and 88% is on the Eagles money line. That's a lot of money. So
that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for the people to win today.
I'm a little nervous for the Eagles with that much money on the line. I mean, knowing Diego over the years, I grew up a Redskin fan, but then I've kind of just, because I hate my team so much, and they've just been bad for so long. And me and Diego getting so close, I do root for the Eagles, when I can. So it's not like I don't want the Eagles to win. I do want the Eagles. I want to see them do well. But I'm a little nervous with the Vegas lines for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, and plus, I mean, as a long-suffering Redskins fan, I mean, I know you must be thrilled. Although I would caution though, because you got Josh Harris as your owner, and we haven't won shit here with the Sixers yet, although they are a franchise. But I mean, dude, anyone would be better than Dan Snyder. I mean,
anybody.
I know another Redskins fan. They were ready to have a parade when he sold the team.
Yeah, I'm in a group chat with 5 or 6 guys. There's not many of us, especially in Jersey. And, we were just jumping for joy. We were, talking about how we need to go out to dinner, celebrate, go get hammered. Like, this is like a great thing for us as fans, because it's just been an absolute nightmare, growing up a Redskin fan. My whole life. I'm 39. I was born in 84, so we haven't been good since Mark Rippon. You know what I mean? It's been really pathetic. There was like a shining light when RG3 was in the mix, but that was very short lived. So
yeah, then they screwed it up because they let him play out. They had him out there in that playoff game, and he probably. It's a shame because I firmly believe that ruined that kid's career. I think that kid
absolutely. Absolutely, you're totally right. All the memes that came out after that play where he, he like fumbled the ball and he totally twisted his knee. Like, I remember vividly like seeing like the next day they like put him on like a twister board, like kind of just in that awkward fall that he was doing, and that ruined that dude's career, and he was, before that happened, before he got hurt, he was explosive. He was like one of the greatest things that happens to football. Yeah, it was unreal. He was like
that RG3 MVP season was unbelievable.
Unreal. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember specifically, like, as one thing we share in common with being, whether you're a Redskins fan or an Eagles fan, is the hatred of the Cowboys. And
100%.
I vividly remember that RG3 year when you guys on Thanksgiving, RG3 went down there and just took it to him. It was great.
Yeah, he took it to him. Yeah, he embarrassed him on Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was a great game. It was a great time to be a Redskin fan right there. But then, honestly, there's been nothing, absolutely nothing to be excited about since then. And I'm actually a little hopeful with the new ownership. I'm a Devils fan. Obviously, he owns the Devils too, right? So the Devils are doing pretty well. And so, they got a lot of things going on. They're a real young team, third youngest in the NHL. And so I think that the ownership does some good things. I mean, you haven't won a chip yet with the Sixers, but it's not like you're not close. You're competitive every year, but the Redskins, they haven't been competitive in, 15, 20 years. So.
Yeah, so I hear you. Well, I would, like I said, I would say good luck, but you're kind of a competitor, so good luck to a point. I mean, you can be better than like Dallas and the Giants, but
right.
Stay. You got to stay in your role. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, we're not moving anytime soon. I mean, Sam Howell looks okay. He looks like he could, finally be somewhat of a franchise QB. It's crazy that. We had Kirk Cousins and he was terrible when he was with us, and then he goes to Minnesota and he's actually good. Yeah. But he's still a choke job either way. He's never going to win it. He would never win a chip. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. The Eagles.
I was gonna say his wife's pretty hot though. Did you see that quarterback show?
Smoke show for sure.
Yeah, so he's doing well off the field, that's for sure. And he made a ton of money.
Yeah, and he made a ton of money. Yeah. But the Eagles, I think the Eagles.
Like that. Like that.
I remember that. The Eagles are definitely solid. I think the locker room issues that are going on are definitely. I was telling Diego about that earlier. It's like I don't know what's going on with their locker room. It's pretty shaky, and that's from. I'm not in any way, shape, or form a diehard fan, but any fan of of sports and of especially football can see that the locker room issues may cause even bigger issues. So.
Hey, there's hope for you.
Yeah,
Kyle, there's hope for you. John Michael said Sean Desai and Brian Johnson are available to be your head coach.
I mean, I'll take anybody. I'll tell you who I hate. I hate Rivera, dude. I hate Riverboat Ron. He's the worst coach, dude. He doesn't take any risks whatsoever. They try and act like he's, they call him Riverboat, Gambling Ron, whatever. He's not. He's the worst coach. He's so bad. I don't know who's worse, him or what's the dude's name that just got fired from the Chargers that I can't.
Stanley.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
Man, that's Stanley. That dude's the worst.
That team out to dry, man.
Yeah, terrible.
That ass whipping Thursday night.
Oh yeah, you knew he was getting fired right after that. I didn't even think they were going to let him on the team bus. I was just like, they probably would have left him right there. It was bad.
To do a post-game press conference, that had to be ballsy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy.
I would have left him on the friggin' roof at Vegas like the Hangover.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
We're like, yeah, where the hell's Staley at? Yo, he's at the top of the building.
Yeah,
See it.
63
gave him a cot, just put him on the roof.
I know, right? So, all right. Well, listen. Let's get some predictions, and then maybe we'll get into some old school Flyers Devils talk. So, Kyle gave us his. Sean, what's your prediction for tonight, bro?
28-17 Eagles.
Nice. Okay,
What was your prediction?
I predict that it's a lot closer than people think. I think that the Eagles do win, but I think they win probably 28-27.
Okay.
Damn. Well,
Close game.
Yeah, Seattle covers in that case. So Vegas. I mean, although you said a lot of people took Eagles money line, so Vegas takes it dry on Eagles money line, but at least they win with Seattle covering.
Right.
So.
Right.
I got the Eagles winning today, 31-17 Birds today. I don't think it's close. I think Jalen. I think the little sickness is going to fuel Jalen. You know, he's a dog. He's always out to prove the people wrong about him. I think this is the game he comes out and he goes against the odds. I was sick, traveling on a different airplane than everybody else, and then I hang 40 on Monday night. That's what I think happens.
And rents due.
Yeah, John Michael has 31-14. Offense comes to life for Johnson's job. Sean, your boy Maurice Wright says Eagles 24-17.
Nice.
You know what? So I'm kind of going on the lines of you, Diego. I'm gonna say like 34. I'm gonna say like 34-23. I think it's a sweat, right? I think it's one of them Johns where it's like 27-23 in the fourth quarter. We're sweating that, John. And then I'm going to the defense actually comes up with a huge turnover. Defense comes up with a huge turnover with about 7-8 minutes left in the game. Eagles get another tutty and they wind up winning 34-23, something like that.
Okay.
Defense comes up with a big turnover. Tomorrow we're gonna Matt Patricia's the savior. He's the best defensive coordinator.
Saint Patricia. Yeah.
Well, and one of the big things too. I mean, it looks like Geno Smith's not going to play because he's got an injury. You know, I mean, he's got that groin. You know what I mean? And so anytime I think injuries out there, I mean, say you're on the job and you're like lifting shit that's heavy as balls. You know what I mean? Maybe you hurt your groin, you got a sore ball, right? Well, who are you going to call? You're going to call my man Jason Fine, a.k.a. Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, or in this case, workers' compensation. I don't know about you guys, but like Sean, you had a hernia before, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It ain't fun, man.
All right, well, if you did that, John, on the job, my man Jason Fine at least get you some money. I mean, you might. It would suck to have a hurt piece with some hurt balls, but I mean, at least you have heavy pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk for another day.
Yeah, and then we're playing Seattle now. Isn't Seattle out there? They're like the land of Starbucks, right? So I'm kind of saying like fuck Starbucks, dude. Starbucks bunch of pussies, right? You want right, especially tonight because we're playing the Seahawks. Well, you know what? Screw Starbucks. We're boycotting them, Johns. Get the best coffee out there. The best coffee out there is Monkey Colt Coffee. You could use the promo code OOTBS Sports at monkeycoltcoffee.com. And like I said, we're playing the Seahawks. So any Starbucks drinkers out there, boycott them, Johns, for a couple days, especially if we lose. Then you definitely got to boycott that shit. So anyway,
Joe,
all right.
Joe, who scores tonight?
For the Eagles?
Yeah, for the whole game. For the Eagles, for the Seahawks, who scores? I asked because I had and I sent this to Diego, I had an anytime touchdown parlay yesterday for 30 grand that I missed by one touchdown. And I still haven't slept about it. So it was a five guy parlay. I had Denard Robinson from the Rams to score. He scored. I had Curtis Samuel from the Redskins to score. He scored. I had Deebo Samuel to score. He scored. I had Gus Edwards to score. He scored. And I had Odell Beckham to score. And, of course, Lamar Jackson overthrew him like 4 times. So I didn't hit. But
tonight.
That's
Yeah.
a hurt.
Yeah, it was a hurt. It was a
Good.
big hurt piece for sure. Hot Carlin all day.
You know, I like I like
DK
Goddard.
Metcalf scored tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
DK.
Who?
I
Yeah.
like Goddard, Jalen Hurts on a run. So I'd say Goddard, Hurts, and you know what? For them, Metcalf's going to find a way to score one. So I'd say Goddard, Hurts, Metcalf are my three.
Those are three for sures.
That's what I think. I mean, and you know what? If you want to chance it and go for AJ Brown, probably gets one too because he dropped that John last week, so he's going to be hungry to score.
What's the kid's name with the Z? Zachariah or what's? I forget how to pronounce it.
Zakai.
Oh, you know what?
Zakiah.
That's not a bad look because that's a good
Number 13.
I think he
Yeah.
gets in. I think he gets
You
in.
know what he does? He does that. It's like a money TD. Like anytime
Yeah.
TD. There you
Yep.
go. Yeah, Zacchaeus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but-
think he gets in.
If you want to be real ballsy, maybe you could like do one with just the kind of like the guys you really think are score, then maybe go a little lower on money and do a
Opposite, yeah.
do like
Right.
a Julio Jones piece because Julio.
Right.
What if they might? I mean, it's Monday Night Football. They might throw on to him.
He hasn't
Yeah,
had
too, Julio
he
Jones.
hasn't had a touchdown yet, has he?
He had
Nah,
like
he
He has one touchdown.
He has
It's
one.
in San Fran, I think.
no, it's against Washington down
Or
there.
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yes,
he gets in again.
Yeah.
See,
That's
Even
possible.
Julio Jones scores against Ron Rivera, man. See, you all got to get rid of him, dude.
Yeah, he sucks, man. I can't stand him. I hate my team so much. You have no idea. It's the worst.
You need to answer
Yeah,
Chris
it's
Floyd
like
to
it's
come
like
back.
Julio Jones in his 312th NFL season, one touchdown against Ron Rivera's defense. You know, of course.
Hey,
Yeah.
no, Slay ain't
Here's
playing
one.
tonight.
Maurice Wright says a Slay pick 6, and then Kyle, my boy John Michael's got something for you. He says, Kyle, I had the under for the Army Navy game, and it went over on a meaningless safety, worst
Oof.
lead of all time.
Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible.
Yeah,
That's what my cousin had too. He was so pissed.
Speaking of public percentage, the under 75% is on the under tonight. So
so it's over.
we'll see.
I think the reason being, I think it's going to be it's raining over there pretty bad.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes that – yeah, but that's weird, though, because sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean an under because, like, the receivers know where they're going, where the defensive backs don't. Like, you remember
Right.
back in the day, like the Brett Favre snow games, Brett Favre used to put it on dudes when it snowed because
Yeah.
him and his guys knew where the ball was going.
Yeah, the under
Yeah.
over under 45.5. So I guess we'll see what happens. But a lot, I mean, I guess the weather always affects that. You get a lot of people that think it's maybe going to be run heavy and, a
Yeah.
lot of defensive possessions and stuff like that. So
Joe took a good one earlier. What was it? It was Eagles money line, AJ over 70 yards, Goddard over 40 yards, and what was the other? Kenneth Walker over 50 yards, Joe?
Yeah, hang on, let me pull this John up.
Yeah, it was like Goddard, AJ, Kenneth Walker, and then Eagles money line.
Yeah, I got another one too. It's Dallas Goedert, 25 receiving yards, Tyler Lockett, 25 receiving yards, Devontae Smith, 4+ receptions.
I love
Yeah,
that. That's
okay.
what is
I
it?
kinda
What,
like
what,
that
what was the payout on that? What was that? Plus what?
one. Where the hell does it say it? Hang on.
Top right corner of the bet.
Oh, my bad. Oh yeah, okay. It's plus 134, so it's not that big. It's not that big. of a one.
No, but but it's low, but still, it's almost even money. But that's almost guaranteed to hit. Devontae Smith's definitely going to eat
We're not
tonight.
all degenerates here, dude.
John Michael says Brian Johnson has never run heavy or at all, and yeah, but yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously tonight's the big game, but I mean, we were talking about over unders, and it got me thinking because it feels this is probably like the first time in like Diego, a couple years that we actually talked hockey.
Well, since
Mostly.
COVID, because remember during COVID, we got that 1 seed because of like whatever, it was like a real quick play-in. We got
yeah.
the 1 seed. So we talked about it that year. Then the next year we fell off a cliff. So
Yeah. So,
Well, the Flyers have been terrible for a couple of years, but now they're actually surprisingly very good this year. They're solid.
yeah. So Kyle, I was telling these guys when we started the show, like this brings back a lot of memories for me because Flyers Devils, like back in that back in the day, like late '90s, early 2000s. I mean that was like such a
It was
huge
a rivalry.
Huge rivalry. Huge.
I still remember seeing Eric Lindros's brains scattered.
100%. Scott Stevens
center
destroyed him.
He laid him out like a textbook.
Yeah.
Man, you should never have your damn. I was saying to Joey and Diego, should never had his head down, man. And,
yeah, it was crazy. That but Lindros actually wasn't the only guy that he did that to. He did that to Paul Correa on the Ducks.
Yeah.
He did that to Yzerman on the Red Wings, I think it was.
I remember that one very vividly.
Yeah. He crushed a couple of guys. Anybody that would come over the middle, he was an absolute savage. But the Flyers are.
It just so happened to be the best players in the league that he took their fucking heads off.
Yeah. Well, that was what's great about him,
Yeah.
There's a
Who's the best
clip.
player?
What's that? Oh yeah. He
would just take every player through his head off.
They have like a clip of him on YouTube. You can look up like his greatest hits or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's like one clip where the camera caught him like talking shit to another team, like over the bench or whatever. And he it was right after, I don't know if it was the Lindros hit or if it was one of his big hits, right? So he took somebody out. Then he looks over and you could see his mouth because it's like in slow mo. And he's like, "You're next." It's like crazy, Like what a psychopath,
taking names.
Yeah, exactly. The Flyers haven't been really, great in the past couple of years, so I wouldn't expect you guys to talk much about them. But surprisingly, I thought they were going to be trash this year, but they're actually really pretty good. They're like a solid team. They're one of the top 10 teams in the NHL. They got a good squad. I love Tortorella as a coach. Everywhere he goes, he gets a lot of shit because he's, he talks, he keeps it real, and he gets a lot of shit for keeping it real. So, but the Flyers are actually really good, really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're a little ahead of schedule. I mean, I still think when the season, as the season goes on, they'll kind of come down a little bit because the Flyers are about, as John Michael says here, he says the Flyers are 2 years away from being 2 years away. But the bottom line is though,
one step back.
Yeah.
But they've been with Chuck Fletcher. I mean, they were trying to put Band-Aids. It was like trying to put you're trying to cover up the holes on the Titanic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you weren't going anywhere.
Right.
So, they brought in Keith Jones. They brought in Danny Briere. I think they're finally doing it right. And kind of like you guys, you guys had the 2 top draft picks. Well, the Flyers didn't have a top draft pick, but we got the Russian kid. The Russian kid in a couple years hopefully comes over. They got a kid Gauthier in the minors that's killing it.
Right.
So, you combine what the Flyers have now with about couple years from now when the Russian kid comes over and they have good goaltending, and then all of a sudden you got something here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got a couple of solid young kids. The kid Tippett's real good. Brink is good. They got a couple of 10 goal scorers almost right now. So I know Tippett's got 10, and they've won 6 out of their last 7. So
Travis Konechny.
Konechny's nasty. He's nasty.
Yeah, he is, man. I got him in fantasy, and I got one of your buddies on the Devils, Hughes, man. I love the way that kid plays.
He's disgusting. Yeah, he's absolutely disgusting. I got to correct myself. I said Torts. You're right. It was Keith Jones, but I was talking hockey before, so got it all jumbled up. But either way, Jack Hughes is disgusting. I think the game is going to be actually pretty good. Last time they played November 30th, I think it was. They took them out in overtime 4-3. So I think the Flyers are going to be looking for a little bit of revenge on that.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I'm looking at.
Why do you think the Devils got off to a slow start this year?
Their goaltending is just shaky.
It's not what it used to be.
It's not, it's not obviously Marty Brodeur between the pipes or Corey Schneider or whoever you want to say. Their goaltending is really like they don't even have like an A goaltender. Or they have like
somebody with presence. Okay.
Yeah, they have 2 Bs. Like at least the Flyers, they got Hart. Hart's nasty. Constantly making huge saves, and the Devils just don't have that. Devils don't have somebody that's making saves when they need him to make saves. They kind of just have them, just like a net management guy that's just kind of managing the game a little bit. And if the Devils aren't playing their best game, then we don't have anybody that's going to make a big save that's going to, propel us, to win that game. It's like if the offensive is off, then the goalies are off. You know what I mean? It just works like that. Instead of, a lot of these good teams, they have a solid, net minder. And maybe if they're having a bad game, that guy can pick up the slack. We don't have that. We have like 2 B goaltenders, and they've been shopping for a netminder, but I don't think there's really anybody on the market that's actually, a solid A that's really available. They were thinking about Hellebuck or whatever from Winnipeg, but other than that, there's no one else out there. They're thinking maybe they're going to go get Gibson from the Ducks, but he's not really. I don't think he's going to come over, and he's not really that much of an upgrade anyway. So,
what about?
I'd love to have somebody like Hart.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
funny, Kyle, because this fan base wanted to get rid of Carter Hart for the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, Carter Hart is very good.
Right.
They wanted to get rid of Carter Hart. It wasn't Carter Hart. Carter Hart, even this season, he's making ridiculous saves. It's never been Carter Hart. The team wasn't playing as a team. They were a little bit younger, then they were a little bit older. They like Joe said, they were just bandaging here and there. And they just didn't have anybody. They weren't playing like a team. Now they're actually playing like a team. They're rolling. 3 solid lines every night. Their fourth lines, whatever, but 3 solid lines every night, and they're getting productivity. They're getting like a point per game from Konechny. I don't even know if he can keep up that pace, but that's like. That's like top 20 in the league, Travis Konechny. That's crazy. Even Farabee's really good too. And when they took Cam Atkinson, they've had him for a little while. He's doing well, coming to his own. So Flyers are good, man.
Sean Couturier is playing really solid hockey.
Solid hockey. He's got like 7 goals, 14 assists. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's crazy because. A big portion of the Flyers fans were hoping for another tank year,
right?
Because I think long term, one thing the Flyers really could use is like that young number 1 defenseman, like the kind of guy that could give you like 25 minutes a night,
right?
Quarterback the power play, the Flyers are 3rd in the league in penalty kills, so they're great there, but the Flyers power play blows. That's their one glaring weakness is the power play.
Their power play is horrendous. The Devils' power play is not much better, but the power play is definitely needs some work. But I think that tomorrow, I think it's going to be a close game tomorrow. I do. I think it's going to be another overtime thriller. I guess we'll see what happens, but I don't think either team is going to blow out either one of them. I think they're going to play each other really tough. Like you said, the Flyers got something to prove. They already lost to the Devils once this year, and they're feeling pretty hot. They've won 6 of their last 7, so they're playing really good hockey right now.
Yeah, and then it's funny because you said they've already won 6 of their last 7. Maurice Wright thinks they're going to go on a crazy. I'm talking. Well, geez, if they go on another 6 or 7 game, they're going to shoot up the standings.
Yeah,
like 15-2.
Yeah.
John Michael says, I got to say, playoff hockey is missed by me. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, getting your perspective on the Devils, like, for me, seeing the Devils now is like a culture shock because, like I said, like, the Devils now are like more of an offensive team that needs I mean, when I think of the Devils, it's all I think of defense and I think of what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. The Devils they're an offensive juggernaut. They're like I said, the 3rd youngest team in the league. They have an average age of 26, and they've got all of their young guys are locked up into long-term contracts. They all bought into this, to this system that Tom Fitzgerald, the general manager, had. Said, hey, listen, we're gonna, we're gonna sign you guys up long-term. Maybe you take a little bit of less money, but we're trying to build like a winning mentality here. And they've got some insane talent on that team, and it's all young. So they have Jack Hughes. They got his brother Luke Hughes, who's only 19. He's straight out of Michigan. He's a defenseman. He's playing unreal. They had the number 1 pick, the other couple of years ago in Simon Nemitz. He's another defenseman. He's nasty. So they just have all this young talent surrounding Jack Hughes. You know, Jesper Bratt, Nico Heischer's still young. He's the captain. They're really, really good, and they're fun to watch when they get going, dude. Like they'll score 3-4 goals at a clip. You know, in one period, they're just they're scoring 3 or 4 goals.
Who's the kid? Bonk. Bonk. Is that his name?
Bonk? No, I don't know Bonk. No, not on the
Bonk. What's his name?
On the Devils?
Nah.
No.
Bonk. Yeah, starts with a B. Last name starts with a B. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna get back to you on that.
I don't know. You mentioned.
No, you were talking about Bratt. Jesper Bratt. Jesper Bratt's the guy. Neutral zone trap. Having down 1-0 and depressed.
Me and Johnny go way back. We used to play street hockey, right? And then we would put the net on somebody's car, and then we drive over to Johnny's house to watch the Flyers Devils. And 9 times out of 10, we were disappointed because you got. In fact, I still have nightmares of seeing Claude Lemieux shooting the puck from like the friggin'.
Claude Lemieux was insane, dude.
Words right down my mouth, Joey.
He was one of my favorite players ever, Claude Lemieux. Yeah.
Well, we hated him,
dude. It's fun to get on
He's how hockey is supposed to be.
Jesper Bratt.
That's what he just said, your brother-in-law.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I think he froze.
Yeah, Jesper. Yeah, he said Jesper Bratt. So
Bratt. I think he froze.
Oh, okay.
That's actually pretty.
Dave Arnold says Geno Smith is in the night.
I said that while we were talking. Yeah.
Shit.
Wait, what happened?
Geno Smith's in.
Geno Smith is in.
No, he's playing.
I still think we smoke him. He ain't that healthy.
He's not.
Hang on a second. Let me try to remove him and then add him. Oh, I don't know what happened. I just lost him. You there, Diego?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't mean to remove him for good. I was just trying to see if I can get him back unfrozen. Here we go. John Michael said, Jesus, we were at the point where we were scared of Geno Smith.
That's what I'm saying. Geno Smith ain't even that good. Like, I'm not going to change my opinion because it's Geno Smith or Drew Lock. Eagles get after either quarterback today and put it on them.
Yeah, here, let me add Sean back here.
I don't know what happened. My bad.
Did I accidentally remove you? I was trying. I was trying to see if I could fix Kyle's internet thing.
God damn it.
All right. Yeah. Maurice Wright says, best believe if the Eagles are in the playoffs, some other team will be in it too, just to make the city go nuts. Sixers maybe. Don't be surprised if the Flyers do it big.
Yeah.
Hey, I take it, bro.
But back to what you were saying, I never said my players for offense and defense. I see Jalen Carter and Sweat kind of doing something big, and
we need Jalen Carter. He's been silent.
Slim Reaper.
Yeah,
we need Jalen Carter. He's been pretty silent the last couple of games.
I just have a feeling, Diego. I mean, I think the young bull or whatever, young rhino, baby rhino is going to go off.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling, Sean. I like it.
Yeah.
John Michael says, let's go all 4 in the playoffs. I take that. And then
damn right, John.
And then, you know what? Let's keep it real. Damn, that's a shame. That's a shame Kyle froze. I wanted to keep him on. But listen.
I told him if he wants back on, just to hop back on. So maybe he will, maybe he won't.
Yeah, it was good talk, man. Hopefully he gets back on.
It's all good. Well, actually, you know what? I mean, hey, it's almost 7:00, so we got to get ready. I mean, this game's going to be coming up soon. So
okay.
Real quick before we get out of here, we got the Sixers. Sixers are going for 7 in a row, I think it is.
Yeah, they play the Bulls in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, so the Sixers are coming on. You know what's funny? So they had a stat on because I got the pregame show on.
Uh-huh.
They said the Bulls are 5-13 with Zach LaVine and 5-4 without him. And the question was, does that impact your thoughts on trading for Zach LaVine? I say no, because I feel like if you put Zach LaVine with the Sixers team, I feel like the Sixers are winning. What do you guys think?
Oh, man, I think me and Diego had this conversation. I want a guy that plays defense. I love his offensive game, but I want that player that does both, a little bit of both. But like you said, Joey, his offense is good, but he plays very little defense. What are your thoughts?
I'm back and forth on it, Sean. Like my thoughts are, like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I want all in to get Zach LaVine, but then I think how much our defense will suffer if we have to put Zach LaVine in there, and then vice versa. We got a guy like OG. OG's having a really down offensive year compared to those other years. So
Right.
I don't know. I think you just keep the team as is.
So what do you
And
think?
that might be your best bet. I mean, Sixers get Caruso. You're going to have to overpay to get a player like Caruso. That's why it's not worth it to me.
What do you think of this one? This is the outside the box, but he says Jerry's talking John Morant. Scary, but could be big. Do you think Memphis would give up on Morant, though?
Definitely not. But, I mean, I'll take John Morant.
Know with the legal issues, you know what I mean? To kind of start fresh because you know all that bullshit that's with them. You never know. But like you said, it'd be beautiful. It'd be nice to see. But what are we giving up? Kid's talented, but
oh, you got to give up the house to get John Morant, but that's the kind of player you do give up the house for. I don't think I'm ready to give 2 first-round picks for LaVine.
Can you imagine John Morant with Tyrese Maxey in that backcourt, though? Who would stop them?
It would be electric, fast, and I mean, wow. You think you filled the seats now? They'll be filled up more. Yeah, Eric Montross, Mike. He was battling cancer, 52 years old.
Who's Eric Montross?
Center for
he was with the Sixers,
North Carolina.
Yeah, he was with the Sixers back in the day, for a little bit back in the day. The Sixers had him. He had a cup of coffee with the Sixers. He played in the league a long time.
Raptors, Nets.
Yeah, he was on North Carolina's NCAA champion. He was on the North Carolina team that Chris Webber lost to with the timeout game.
Damn right.
Okay. All right.
That was, I followed them big, Joey. Remember back in the day with the jerseys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Carolina, what was it? Remember they used to have the Carolina Blues, the Carolina Blue. But don't they have a famous pair of Jordans? That's the Carolina Blues.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah,
but all right. Well, listen, guys. Let's you know what? Actually, no. I want to do Sixers. Let's do the week of the Sixers real quick. Here, let me look at the Sixers schedule before we get out of here. All right, Sixers. I mean, it can't be any easier than it was last week because last week was just like. Well, I mean, we've been beating everybody's ass by like 30, 40 points, haven't we?
Yeah, you beat Detroit by like 40 points twice in like 4 games.
All right,
I want to know how the Pistons are feel. Dude, we beat them like a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, the bad boys are crying.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Bulls tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday they host the Timberwolves. Friday we host the Raptors, and then next Monday, Christmas Eve, we're at Miami. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4 games. 4 games. What's our record going to be?
3-1.
3-1.
All right,
lose to Miami.
I'm going 3-1 too. And you know what's funny? I was all set to say we'll be back next week, but actually we won't because next Monday is Christmas. So
right. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. And well, you know what? We'll have to talk because maybe we'll do a maybe if you guys are down, maybe we'll do a show on like Tuesday, maybe we'll do a quick pop-up show on like Tuesday Tuesday or Sunday or something. You know, if we have time.
Sounds good. We'll rap about it.
Yeah, well, Sunday's Christmas Eve. I don't know. We'll rap about it. You know what? Hey, the bottom line is if we don't come on next week, hopefully the Eagles win tonight. Hopefully we beat the Giants' ass.
Honestly, Joe, what's it going to be? Christmas Day and New Year's Day. We probably won't be on for the next 2 Mondays.
Oh, when is New Year's on a Monday?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Usually Christmas and New Year's are 7 days apart, right?
No, it falls on the New Year's falls on the
No,
Monday.
We'll be on because Christmas is the 25th. 7 days. 6
Yeah,
days
New Year's Day is the 1st.
Oh yeah, that's right, dude. I'm retarded. All right,
On Monday. So yeah, we're not on for the next 2 weeks. So Merry Christmas to all our fans, I guess, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, maybe New Year's. Maybe we'll do a pop-up show then, because I don't want to go that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll have to find something between because New Year's Day, I'm always fucking dead because you drink so much the day before, and everyone's busy Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not doing this on Christmas. Paul Spencer, Merry Christmas, fellas, to you and your family. Merry Christmas, Paul.
You too, brother.
Go Sixers. Merry Christmas, fellas.
Yeah.
Great show. Thanks for checking us out.
You too, John.
Listen, let's hope we get a couple wins. Let's get some W's up in here. Yeah, you know what? We can't be afraid of Geno Smith. Bottom line is,
yeah, we're stacking these dudes. Let's go. Let's go.
Go Birds. All right,
Geno.
Go Birds.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. See y'all.
Peace, y'all.